Well, we're gonna take a beach walk at Fort Wadsworth. See what's up here. Haven't been here in a little while. Um, so we'll see what we can see. Take my handy dandy goodies bucket, just in case I happen to find something. Keys. I want to be able to get back in the car. And there they are. Okay. Close the door. And turn you around. That's the path we usually take. See, we're right in the shadow of the Verrazano Narrows. And go down path to the beach. Usually pretty muddy. I usually study the tracks to see what's going on. And deers have been by. See if there's anything different. That seems to have been blown flat from last time. I like the puddles. See the sky in the puddle? It's like it's an Escher painting. He did that thing where you either have to figure out which is which, what you're looking at, the ground or the sky. With the reflection. Well, it looks like it's moderately, no, it looks like it's high tide. Because normally, as you see over here, you can kind of see that line out there. That's a line that demarks a breakwater. It's made out of stones. And over there you can see the stones. That's where it starts, and then it goes all the way to that side where the other jetty is. Ever wonderful birds that you can take home as pets if you walk through it. And oh, there's some people down there. That's the end of the park. That here. Sometimes I walk the whole length. What do we got going on there? Annie Tink, yeah. Oh, look. For a moment I thought it was a hung up horseshoe crab molt, but it's not. Oh, we come right across a hypodermic from the Billy Joel song, "Hypodermics on the shore, China's under martial law." Oh, I know you have a dead creature, dead seagull. Bad. High tide line. Sponges. The rack line, high rack line here. You can see some moon snails. A moon snail. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the water's edge, along the water's edge to the jetty, and then back along the high water mark. See what we're kicking up here. Kicking up a lot of styrofoam. Those little balls are the breakdown of styrofoam, large blocks of styrofoam that come up. So those are pretty bad, they say. And here's a small razor clam, jackknife clam. Last year at this time we had a lot of them. I don't know if we'll come across a lot of small ones this winter. Blue mussels. A lot of blue mussels here. Good. Carapace or a molted horseshoe crab. Another molted rock crab, carapace. A pretty large jackknife clam. Both halves. I think I'm gonna, well, I don't know how large it is really, if it's worth going for the record. I always try to find clams that I think might be a record, but I don't think this is. It's just big. Bigger than the one we just saw before. I'll put it in the box, measure it, and see how it stacks up. Oh. It looks like a dinosaur. It's a fish with its skin wrapped up. Looks like a dinosaur. Still catching fish. It's a green crab molt. Nice break along the edges. Pretty warm out here today, compared to what it was 4 weeks ago or last week even. Hey, hypodermic number juice. Oh, I think I was going to be documenting that one today. Not really what I'm trying to document is that, but there they are. You can see. Another green crab. Bigger yet. Oh, look at that. That's even bigger than the one we have in our bucket, I think, yeah. Yeah, it certainly was taking for a measurement. So sometimes just by finding the first one, you are able to get a reference as to what will be bigger or not, Another fish. Or is it a mermaid? I don't see any jellies in the surf. Now we come to where the rocks are. Go back up. Now we're at the high rack line. We're getting more visitors down there. And another jackknife, smallish. At a certain point, it doesn't pay to point them out. There's just too many of them. There's another one there, another one there. And was this our entry hypodermic? Otherwise, it's 3. I think it is because there's no footprints around. Wow, 3 hypodermics. This is going to be a record day for us at the old Fort Wadsworth Beach. Now, whether or not it's just people coming down to shoot up illicit drugs, or it's the remains of somebody that needed to take their insulin, or it's medical waste that's just washed up, all of those things a person would have to determine. Nonetheless, it's not as happy as a sight that people want to see generally. It's not specifically why I came down here. It just happens to be this what's happening. That is a baseball chunk. Yeah, I think that's a different hypodermic because we came in over there. And we did not take that road going out. That looks weird. Crunchiness. We're still up at the high rack line. Sure, and come back. Oh, wow, look at all of the moon snails there. And there's a crab claw. That's a Japanese short crab. A little windy today, but it's not too bad. And the temperature is not too bad. And the wind dies down. Something's guts are there. You have flies traipsing around it. What exactly its guts are, uh-oh, I don't want to investigate at the moment. That's a quahog. This neat, got nice little ridges pronounced on this guy. And he's been cracked open on that end. I wonder. Oh, and he's still got meat in him, so he was totally consumed. Whoever cracked him open. Another moon snail. And over there's 2. Another one there. Seems to be a bit of flies on the beach today. So there's some biological agent that's allowing them to come here. Something dead. gonna die off of something. Because without food, the flies don't come. There's nothing to eat off of. Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good size surf clam. Almost as wide as our the other the razors that we got. Kind of old. You can see it's chalky. Usually when they show up as chalky, they've been around a while. And then here, embedded in the sand, is Oyster Drill. Let me clean them up. I'll show them. Nice Oyster Drill. Does he get still animal in him? Looks like he may still even have animal in him. That's pretty sculpted. This shell's got a nice sculpture to it. Yeah. I like the sculpture of Oyster Drills. They're the ones that are responsible for all the little holes. No. Don't know if he'll make it, even if I throw him back, which I will. Yeah, we threw him back. It's pretty high up. Whether the tide's coming in or out, I don't know. Didn't check. This is a nice piece of beach artwork created by the Toritos, the clams that actually chew through the wood and make it, break it down. I like the super termites. So look, we have a Mermaids Purse, which from what I'm told is the skates, because just recently learned that the dogfish are live bearers, so they wouldn't produce those purses. So it is a skate egg, not a dogfish egg. We have lots of dogfish around lately. And at the other purses that we get, which are larger than, probably belong to some other elasma branch animal. That's a nice, very nice, interesting moon. Little cracks. He's been through a lot. Hi, how you doing? Call it a mermaid's purse, but it's an egg of a skate.
Really?
Yeah, stingray. You know.
That's a stingray egg?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's hatched. You see, it's empty. You can hold it. It's dry. It's like leathery.
I didn't know that was a stingray egg.
Yeah.
So then he lives in here and then he comes out?
The female, you know, they wrap it. There's little extensions that come off of this.
Yeah.
And they wrap it on a rock.
Get out of here.
And then it hangs on and it goes back and forth looking like seaweed. And then whenever it finally
it pops out of
pops
there?
out, it swings out. And
so she lays a ton of these, and
yeah,
then they all do their own thing, and then everybody just moves
right.
on.
They might lay, I've heard, like, you know, maybe up to 12 or so. One beach down, I don't know if you're familiar with Staten Island.
Not a tremendously.
Okay, but down Miller Field is the next national park.
Mm-hmm.
There was one season that counted 500 in one shot.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, so.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And then these are, that's the egg case to the channeled whelks.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously this is a young one.
Yeah.
But the moms, when they're about bigger, they get to be about like that.
Uh-huh.
They put this end in the sand, and
reminds me of a seahorse.
Yeah. They put that end in the sand, and it rolls back and forth. And if you look on the edges, see right here, there's a hole.
Yeah.
That hole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, the sand rubs that away, and then the baby snails come out of it. And in fact, if you look, yeah, that's hatched. That's hatched. Yeah. Well,
I would never have thought. I just thought that would have
yeah.
thought that was some kind of seaweedy thing.
We ripped this open. Well, let's get to one that didn't hatch. This one might not have hatched.
So each one carries somebody in there.
Well, about 50 animals, 50 babies.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if they don't all fly off at me, because they're really tiny.
Are you like a scientist or something? Or you just love this stuff?
Yeah, I've been studying this a while.
Yeah.
I work with the ranger every now and then.
Oh, okay.
And
just collecting things to see what's going around.
Yeah, there you can see see in there.
Yeah, like a little seeds, dried up seeds.
Well, they're actually entire snails. They're just miniatures.
Really? They just didn't
right
come out.
If you had a magnifying glass, you could see they're just little.
Oh, is that what you do when you're looking at them?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And actually, I haven't filmed you, but I'm broadcasting live on the internet right now. This is a show.
Oh, gotta go that way.
Yeah. So that I do a live cast of a beach walk, and then I point stuff out.
That's very interesting. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So.
All right, I'll have to look for that on the internet.
Yeah, actually, here's a card.
All right, good. I could go and look.
Yeah, of course.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll see what you got today. Besides that.
Okay, good. Yeah, no problem.
All right, so all the sea glass is mine then. Okay.
Yeah,
you collect that guy.
Well, I always ask about people and what their interest is. For what they came down to the beach for. Like there's a marble guy. I don't know.
I haven't met him.
Yeah.
I've been telling you he collected the sea glass.
Yeah, he collects because you can find a lot of marbles, like old marbles. He had collected 1,000. He still his collection is over 1,000 marbles. I've got you can get colonial clay pipes wash up on these beaches. And I found 3 of them in my time of. In fact, 2 of them just this year. 2.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. We just, I walk up and down here when we come on a Wednesday or whatever, and I just never know what you're gonna find.
Right. Oh yeah. No, that's it's really great.
Yeah. There's somebody here who was collecting like driftwood. I guess they were painters or something. Collecting things too. I thought it was interesting.
Have you been down when it's low tide?
No.
Because you see
what time is low tide?
See, I didn't actually check today, but the rocks there go out, and you see the line. If you're on that side of it, you'll see the line better. It's actually a bulk of a breakwater that goes all the way out, and then it cuts that way and goes to the other.
Oh, okay. We've taken pictures. I didn't realize that was the same rock now that you said that, but there's been a lot more, but I never saw it all the way. It must be later on in the tide,
it depends on, if the tide's going in or out.
Oh, I have to check that out when the weather gets warmer when I'm here.
Yeah. And then right out over that way, between the next set of buoys on the horizon, we've been getting the humpback whales coming in.
Really?
Yeah, and they've been going. Last year they went as far as Wolf's Pond feeding in November. And then there's a fellow that has started a website. Well, it's actually a like an organization, a not-for-profit thing called Gotham Whale, and he tracks the habits of the whales in the local vicinity in New York City, because they're coming back quite a bit.
Wow.
Because of the menhaden.
Oh.
It's a type of fish.
Is it?
Yeah, and in fact, the pictures that you can see online of the whales feeding, they're lunge feeding with clouds of menhaden coming up as they open their mouth, they go straight up.
They'll bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah, but the menhaden are flying out of the air because they're trying to get away, and it actually jumped in the boat. The guy that was filming it was like, a bunch of
All right, full of useful information. Thank you. My name is Carolyn. Nice to meet you.
Dave.
I'll look
on the
you
card.
up
Yeah. Please,
Okay.
There's a bunch of things. I do a website and a YouTube channel. All right, Carolyn.
Thanks.
Bye. a partially hairy bird. And here you can see block with Doritos. All of those holes are made by the clam. Choose the wood. That's the top of a tibia, I think. Or it's, no, the top of a femur. Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna go to the water and walk back. And then we'll sign off at about a half an hour. It's nice to talk to people. I'm always open for the discussion of a little explanation. I almost can't help myself. And surprisingly, it's so interesting, these things. I just want to tell people about it. Bolt of the worms in the sand. He's bigger? I don't think he's bigger. No, he's not. I feel like it's just see it. So we don't have to pick him up. Yeah, there's some big ones. Well, I don't think it's bigger than the other one. No, it's not measuring it. Yeah. A lot of mussels, a lot of moon snails. You don't usually see these in this size. Usually somehow or other make it bigger. And I don't usually see them with the coloration. It's a surf clam. But here's at. You see the hole is eaten by a moon snail. Big oyster drill. And 1, 2, 3 moons. Place where we were seeing the various jellyfish before. Plenty of moon snails today. All right. Well. Going to sign off and see you next time when we do another beach walk on Staten Island.